To thrive in a fast-changing world.
Listen to experts only.
Keep it dial locked on 92.3 Nigeria Info for the best of news, talk, and sports 24/7.
I am listening. Are
you? And now, Hard Facts.
Hard Facts with Dayo.
Good afternoon to you and welcome to Hard Facts on 90.3 Nigeria Info in Herringport, Harcourt. I'm Dayo. 11 minutes come past 3 p.m. and it's good to be here. Well, it's good to be here in the sense that I do like doing this really. But you know, sometimes, I don't know if you've ever been in that situation before, even that thing that you do like to do, maybe even love to do very much, you just don't want to do it that day. Today is one of those days. I don't know if it's the rains. I don't know if it's the rains, the weather. I don't know if it's something from yesterday or something I had for breakfast. But I kind of don't feel like it today. But it's good to be here nonetheless. And that said, whether or not I like it or whether or not I want to be here, a conversation we're going to have still from now till 7 o'clock. But I hope that your day, your start to the working week has been a lot brighter than mine. Mine's been kind of dull, actually. Anyways, I hope things are looking up and working out. Welcome once again. It is Hard Fact to Nigeria Info. I'm Dayo. From now till 7, we keep the conversation going. A few matters we're going to be addressing. As usual, you're welcome to join in at some point or the other. Let's see. Starting off with today's side comments, random stories and random thoughts of mine, which will not be discussed now, of course, until much later on. During the open season segment, which comes up after the major news at 6 p.m. and every other matter discussed on the show. So after today's side comment, I do have a rant coming up. Now I'll be getting your take on mine till 4 p.m. on today's rant as usual. 4 p.m. features the business news, and after that the conversation continues. Well, there's some judicial confusion over the VAT situation, the value added tax situation. Yeah. VAT collection tussle, what appeal court ruling means, according to lawyers. You can find details in Premium Times. I do imagine other dailies running similar versions of that story as well. VAT collection tussle, what appeal court ruling means to lawyers. Once again, check out Premium Times for that for details of that story. Maybe I can read a bit of it out. But now, lawyers express their views on what the status quo, which the Court of Appeal ordered should be maintained, means for VAT collections. Lawyers have expressed mixed reactions to Friday's ruling of the Court of Appeal in Abuja, which ordered parties to the value-added tax collection dispute to maintain status quo ante bellum. At the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt, Rivers State Capital, had in a judgment declared that the Federal Inland Revenue Service had no constitutional backing to collect VAT in the state, thereby clothing the Rivers State government with the power to do so. Now, however, the Federal Revenue Agency was dissatisfied with the trial court's verdict and subsequently approached the Court of Appeal to stay execution of the decision. A three-member panel of the appellate court ruling on the application ordered the parties to maintain status quo ante bellum. And Haruna Tsunami, the judge delivered the lead ruling of the panel, held that since parties had submitted themselves to the jurisdiction of the court for adjudication on the issue, they must not do anything that will destroy the subject matter of the appeal. The suit was then fixed for 16 September 2021 for hearing of an application by the Lagos State government to join the suit. Lagos State needed to apply to be joined in the case because it was not part of the case at the trial court. FIRS in its appeal is praying that the court set aside the judgment of the Federal High Court in Port Harcourt, which granted power to the state government to collect VAT. And since Friday, lawyers have expressed their divergent views on the implication of the Court of Appeal ruling ordering parties to maintain status quo ante bellum. So, what exactly is the implication? What does that even mean, really? And what is the implication of the appeal court ruling? And as we speak, in the eye of the law, who has the powers or who's got the right to collect VAT? We'll be discussing this in the 4 o'clock hour. I'll be having Barrister Festus Uguche with me in the studio for that conversation after the business news. That takes us to 5 with the news update up on the hour at 5 p.m. And after that, Most Wanted Julius Berger staff. Did you ever see that movie? Most Wanted from a little way back. It's a pretty old movie. And there are others like it as well. There was one starring Harrison Ford. I think he was a doctor in that movie. And I think he was accused of killing his wife or something like that. Can someone remind me of the title of that movie? No, not Most Wanted. Most Wanted is a different movie. But this Harrison Ford movie is kind of like Most Wanted because he was trying to clear his name. I think he was a doctor. Can someone remind me via WhatsApp? The WhatsApp number is 0809 0306416. Via WhatsApp 0809 0306416. Okay, I've got a comment here. Fugitive. Okay, yeah. I think that's the one. Yeah, I think that's the one. Is it Fugitive? Okay, you know what? I'll just do a quick Google search here. All right, let's see. Fugitive. Harrison Ford. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's the one. The Fugitive. It's a 1993 film. All right, thank you very much to that person. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, getting more responses there. The film is Fugitive. Okay, all right, that's great. So I guess that's the movie then. Oh, several actually are coming in. Fugitive is the name. Yeah, kind of like that. So we've got somebody on the run, supposedly. He's been declared wanted. Yeah, most wanted by the River State government. Now here's the story from our bulletin earlier. One of the persons declared wanted by the River State government for alleged criminal activities and harassment of contractors in the state, Tambari Gbara, says he's not a criminal. Mr. Gbara told our correspondent that he was working with Julius Berger but was sacked and declared wanted for demanding for a staff bus or transport allowance for staff of the company working at Ahia Makra. He appealed to the River State government to reconsider its action against him and others and asked the company to reinstate them, noting that they have not committed any offence. Let's hear what this most wanted person had to say about this development.
As we speak, the first thing that we noticed on the 7th of September, when I got to work, my timekeeper told me that I've been given a termination letter, that the 3 of us that attended that meeting will be terminated from job. So I want them to restrain us back, and then the city train should be given to our yard, or if they know they cannot provide the city train, they should pay the transport allowance. That's it. We are not demanding for much. At least we are human. We know how the economic situation is.
Also, another person declared wanted, Chiboso Glory Ejeku, said he was a former staff of Julius Berger. Let's hear what he had to say as well.
Among those that declared wanted, they declared me wanted because I am asking for a city train bus, that long white bus, and we talk at Ayamakara. So whenever we close work, the bus will carry us to our general hospital so we can locate our since last year, that I started working with Julius Berger, 2020. Now, they are not giving us any city. That thing has caused an accident to one of our co-workers, carpenter, okay? And every time we have a super meeting every Monday morning, we talk about it, they should give us city trade. So when they got a meeting on the 17th of August, we now dedicate ourselves from Ahemakara. When we went there, I asked for the city trade. I did not steal, I did not fight, I did not vandalize any company property, just because of that incident of having the city trade.
All right, so this most wanted person, wanted by the River State government, Mr. Tambari Gbara, will be my guest in the 5 o'clock hour. He will be joining me from an undisclosed location. Exactly, undisclosed location. Remember, he is most wanted by the River State government. What exactly transpired? What happened? What led to his sack? What led to him being on the run right now? Imagine it. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that movie, doesn't it? Anyways, so we'll be having that conversation in the 5 o'clock hour after the update. Headlines 5:30 p.m, major news at 6 p.m. An open season comes up after that. If you've missed out on any matter discussed on the show, I'll take your thoughts during that period. So pretty much that's it till about 7 o'clock when we wrap it up today. The sports camp will be in by 7 for extra time. All right, so a side comment right now. I commence the show with that. Random story and thought, which will not be discussed, pardon me, at this time. A year one student of the River State University from the Faculty of Marine Engineering, simply identified as Emmanuel, has died at the Olympic swimming pool at the Abuja campus of Uniport. Now, he's said to have been accompanied to the pool by some of his friends, namely Prince and Bright. His body has been deposited at the UPTH morgue. His friends were arrested and detained at the Chobat police station as investigation begins. The River State University has confirmed Emmanuel was a student of the university, and it's very sad. It's very unfortunate, and I do hope that the police will get to the root or the bottom of this matter. I also very much hope that they're not holding Prince and Bright unnecessarily. I hope they have valid reasons for doing that, and I hope that our gallant officers at Choba police station are not looking for bail money from Prince and Bright. I hope they're not asking them to bail themselves, because if this matter gets to Abuja, it becomes a big thing. So I hope that the proper things are being done and the officers are conducting themselves responsibly and carrying out responsible investigations as well, as far as this matter is concerned. And deepest condolences to the family of the dead student. Very unfortunate indeed, Emmanuel, that is. And now, for me, but this raises a question. Why didn't the pardon me? Why didn't the University of Port Harcourt have a lifeguard at the pool? I think public pools are supposed. I'm sure that there has to be some regulation as regards that. I imagine that the pool at University of Port Harcourt should have a lifeguard, somebody who is on the ground. A lifeguard, by the way, is an expert swimmer employed to rescue bathers who get into difficulty at a beach or swimming pool. If there was a lifeguard on duty at this pool, very likely Emmanuel would not have died. Whether or not there was some hanky-panky, even if maybe he couldn't swim properly, the lifeguard would have noticed something, would have seen something, very likely could have rescued the situation. So, once again, I wonder why the University of Port Harcourt didn't have a lifeguard present or on duty at its pool, which for me, I think in one way or another may have contributed to Emmanuel's death. So I hope the management of Uniport will look into that situation and ensure that if they don't have one, they employ a lifeguard immediately to forestall any future unfortunate occurrences. And deepest condolences to the family once again. Let's see, what else caught my attention as I checked out the news today? The CJN and Chairman National Judicial Council Justice Tanka Mohammed has directed the Judicial Service Committee of the FCT Abuja to immediately initiate disciplinary action against the Upper Area Court Judge who issued a direct criminal summons against the Anambra State APGA governorship candidate, Professor Chukwuma Soludo. This directive was issued to the JSC under the chairmanship of the acting Chief Judge of the FCT, Justice Hussaini Yusuf Baba. And this is a good one. I hope that if this, this judge or this magistrate is dealt with in accordance with the law. I hope that some of our lordships, will start to be penalized. Will be penalized strongly when they comport themselves in criminal or questionable fashion. I hope maybe some of our lordships should even be. Maybe go to some of our crackhead gallant officers. Imagine a lordship being asked to remove his robe and wear his boxers and go and sit down behind the counter. If of course, if his lordship comports himself in a manner unbecoming of his highly revered position. Bayelsa State Governor Senator Duri says the international oil companies are unfair to the state by extracting oil there and paying their taxes in the variety of Lagos, where their operational headquarters are. Governor Duri said this during the launching of the $50 million Research and Development Fund Utilization Roadmap for the oil and gas industry in Nigeria by the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board. The governor said the state is more peaceful than many states in the country, hence it is meaningless for the oil companies to cite insecurity for relocating their headquarters from the state. Well, His Excellency the governor can complain all he wants, but the fact is that he cannot tell companies where to site their headquarters. The fact of the matter is, actions have consequences. You know, when we go and sit down in front of companies and we block the gate and we start pounding yam and roasting bole and say that they must give us one thing they must give us. Meanwhile, they are giving us 100 things before, but every time we discover we want one more thing, we go and sit down there, and we thought that there will be no consequences for those actions. Because think about it, it costs these companies a lot more to maintain facilities all over the place. It definitely makes economic and business sense for them to be headquartered where their business investments are. But when you sit down there and we are kidnapping them, and then we are saying that we are kidnapping our oil, it's our oil, we are kidnapping our oil, the kidnappers are fighting for our freedom because of our oil, and then we sit down there and we are blocking office every day because we want one thing. And now they said, okay, you know what, we'll leave it for you, we'll headquarter in Lagos, elsewhere, where people don't pound yam and be roasting bole. They don't pound yam there and sit down in front of the office and say one thing, and then call press people and be shouting, one thing. They haven't done for us. You know, so that's it. Actions have consequences. It's as simple as that, really. It's as simple as that. And the drama within the PDP is still playing out with His Excellency Dr. Project Wiki and the chairman, maybe former chairman now, I don't know, Uche Seconda's battle line is definitely drawn. It's a gladiator situation. It will be interesting to see who is the last man standing. But we're watching, and popcorn definitely is by my side as I watch with relish to see what happens eventually. We'll keep you informed, definitely, as to developments. Rwama is going after scavengers. They now have task force at Rwama. That's the River State Waste Management Agency. You know, that's how we do it here. When we have run out of ideas, we set up task force. Kind of like the situation with the fire, you know, fire, emergency fire response and all that. You know, you have these switches or buttons that are hidden behind some transparent encasement, usually on some wall, attached to a wall, and you have some lettering there. In case of fire, break glass. So when you break the glass or you break the plastic, you can punch a button or press something that will ignite a fire alarm. So for emergencies, so it appears our break glass button here is task force. In case you have run out of ideas, set up task force, and Rwama has done that right now. They've set up their task force. It appears the biggest problem to waste management in River State are scavengers. Nobody at Rwama figured out that scavengers only go to where the refuse is. The scavengers did not generate the waste. The scavengers did not dump the waste at the places it should not be. The scavengers are not the ones who did not collect the waste at the time it should be collected. The scavengers simply went where the waste was already, and they're picking out what they can from the waste. And Rwama is convinced that scavengers are the problem. But like I said, when you have run out of ideas, set up task force. Alright, so I think I'll be wrapping up the side comment on that note. Many thanks for joining the conversation so far. I think I got a comment or two via WhatsApp a while ago. Good afternoon, Dio. Not having a lifeguard on duty, if proven, is a breach of safety rules and regulations. Uniport should be charged to court and made to pay. Thank you. That's Anthony. Alright, I hope that the family of the deceased will look into that situation. You know, because I don't know, maybe the legal experts might be able to answer that one. If Uniport has some liability for not having a lifeguard on duty, I hope that would be explored. because if there's liability, then they must pay for it, actually, if, of course, there is a liability on the part of Uniport. Alright, so that's it. I go for a break now. That's it for today's segment. I go for a break, and when I return, we delve straight into today's rant. Please stay tuned. I'll be right back in a bit.
Information is a two-way thing. Nigeria Info, it's your turn. Let's talk.
And now, Hard Facts.
Hard Facts with Dio.
Welcome back. Still Hard Facts 90.3 Nigeria Info and Hearing Port Harcourt. I'm Dio. 28 minutes ago before 4 p.m. And normally I'd go straight into the subject matter, the content of today's rant, and I will get to that in a moment. But I confess I almost completely forgot about this very important piece of information, which I should have given out during today's side comment. So yesterday I got a call from an obviously very distressed man, and earlier this morning as well. An unfortunate incident. He called to report to me. About well, he basically was over the weekend. He was returning from work at about some minutes past 7 p.m. and stopped at a popular, one of the very popular supermarket brands in Port Harcourt around New Road roundabout to buy bread for his family. He said he locked the car properly, didn't spend more than 10 minutes inside the supermarket when he came out and was shocked to find his vehicle was nowhere to be found. And he's very distraught once again. According to him, he's reported the matter to the police. I hope that they're going to be able to retrieve his car. But for details of that vehicle, it's a Toyota Corolla 2004 model. And he says some persons call it the bank model, the 2004 Toyota Corolla. And it's registration number ABM 787FK. That's ABM 787FK. ABM 787 FK, registered here in Rivers State. So if anyone has information as to how this man can get his vehicle back, do please contact the nearest police station or call him directly. I'm sure he will not mind on 0803 774 2889. That's 0803, pardon me, 0803 774 2889. The man is very distraught indeed, and he's very concerned for himself. I'm very concerned for him, actually, the way he sounded. He's very concerned for his family and some really important materials that were in the vehicle as well. So I hope that this vehicle can be found and returned to him. Once again, finally, a Toyota Corolla 2004 model with registration number ABM 787FK. Alright, that's it. Let's get right into the subject of today's rant. If you observe Nigerian leaders, they have certain similarities, you know, and this all Nigerian leaders, or most of them, a great number of them, share certain similarities, and they're not necessarily positive similarities, by the way. You can't generally say Nigerian leaders are proactive. No, you can't. I don't think so. You can't say, generally speaking, Nigerian leaders have empathy. No. You can't say generally. Generally may not mean everybody, but a significant majority. You can't say generally Nigerian leaders have emotional intelligence. You know, you can't say that. But you can say generally Nigerian leaders are corrupt, you know. Doesn't mean every one of them, but maybe a significant majority. You can say generally Nigerian leaders are power drunk. Generally, Nigerian leaders have no idea what they're doing. Most of the time, at least, you know. And generally, the problem, the decision-making skills of Nigerian leaders is extremely faulty. And generally speaking, their problem-solving abilities is quite questionable indeed, because more often than not, in an attempt to fix problems, Nigerian leaders have a knack for escalating the problem, for making that problem even bigger than it originally was. And once again, you don't have to think too hard, you don't have to look too far to find these similarities. They're there. You just see them wumbling and fumbling consistently, doing the same thing, expecting different results, which some very smart guy years ago said is the definition of insanity. Now, you might remember some weeks ago, maybe this was, I think this may have been last week, this particular headline was the subject of my rant. This was the headline. It was courtesy this day. It was published September 8th. So this definitely was last week. It was the subject of my rant. Masari, with hindsight, we should never have negotiated with bandits. Here's a bit of that story. Katsina State Governor Aminu Masari has said, with the benefit of hindsight, his government should never have negotiated with bandits, let alone grant them amnesty. Although Masari said he never regretted his actions or his decision at the time, he admitted that information available to him confirmed that engaging the bandits was not the right thing to do. Okay, so His Excellency, the Governor of Katsina State, Aminu Masari, came to the realization that the almighty formula he designed to solve the banditry problem in his state was a humongous flop, was a horrible mistake that no doubt cost people their lives, traumatized others. Persons were abducted, very likely, others killed, properties lost, as people very likely would have sold maybe all they had in a bid to rescue their loved ones from their abductors. But like I said, you know, Nigerian leader is like there's a group, an association, where they determine that they must, as much as possible, make the lives of the average Nigerian as miserable as possible. Because once again, this was my rant sometime last week, but guess what happened? I woke up this morning and I found this story in the Vanguard newspaper. Check out, spot the difference. I don't know if you ever saw that in the newspapers. I don't know if they're still there these days, but back in the day, you know, when we used to read papers online, hard copies, you have two pictures, two images, and that look identical, and they ask to spot the difference. There will be some almost unrecognizable differences in the pictures. There could be 10 differences, and you have to spot them. Now, spot the difference in these two stories. The first one from last week, Masari, with hindsight, we should never have negotiated with bandits. This one published yesterday from the Vanguard. ZAMFARA, we are no longer interested in dialogue with kidnappers. That's according to Matawalle. Now here's the story. Governor Bello Matawalle has said ZAMFARA state government is no longer interested in dialoguing with bandits kidnapping residents, as they rejected the olive branch extended to them earlier. Now, when you say you're no longer interested in doing something, what it means is you have been doing it before. Very important to note that. Now, back to the story. Matawalle said this in Gusau, that instead security forces would flush them out of the state. Quote, my administration will no longer grant amnesty to bandits as they have failed to embrace the peace initiative earlier extended to them. He urged the residents to be patient and to support new security measures put in place to flush out bandits and their collaborators to restore peace in the state. According to him, the barrage of attacks on bandits by security forces had made them to make a fresh overture to government seeking dialogue. The governor said the bandits' emissaries informed him that they had repented and would want to dialogue with government. He noted that some of the bandits were running out of ZAMFARA to other states as a result of the new security measures introduced by the state government. Matawalle warned politicians against giving any form of support to bandits, stressing that, quote, politicians should fear God and stop buying motorcycles to distribute to people who in turn sell to bandits to perpetuate their evil acts. Now, once again, can you spot the difference between the Katsina state situation, which formed the rant last week, and this situation in the Zamfara state? There is no difference. There is no difference. But guess what? People in Zamfara state have lost their lives. People in Zamfara state have lost their loved ones. People in Zamfara state have lost their property. They've lost their means of livelihood. They've sold all that they have, in some cases, I imagine, to secure the release of their loved ones from kidnappers, aka bandits. And whilst all of this was going on, the government in Zamfara state was busy negotiating with bandits. They were busy negotiating with criminals. Meanwhile, doctors, professionals might go on strike in a state like Zamfara state, and nobody will negotiate with them. Government will shout and scream, no work, no pay. No work, no pay. What do you mean? This administration, this administration, has earmarked. Look at the funding. No government anywhere in the world has done what this administration has done in the area of medicine, in the area of education. His Excellency is second only to God himself as far as solving the myriad of crises. As a matter of fact, before His Excellency came into office, doctors were dying on the streets. They could not eat. They couldn't even afford to buy bread. But now, they eat those bread in the morning. That's His Excellency, all thanks to the miracle that His Excellency has done in their life. So instead of them to be coming here to prostrate to him, thanking him for what he has done, they say they're embarking on the strike. It's sabotage, and they have been sponsored by the opposition to malign and distract His Excellency. So ever so often, we find that Excellencies will not bother to negotiate with professionals, will not bother to negotiate with teachers, will not bother to negotiate with doctors, and threaten them with no work, no pay. But they're very quick, very quick and excited and in a hurry to negotiate with bandits, to negotiate with criminals. Of course, the bandits and the criminals, knowing that they don't know what they are doing, will not listen to them and will continue with the banditry and the kidnapping and the mayhem and the assault and the murder and the chaos and unleashing anarchy on the people. And now His Excellency Matawalle has now realized that this is a horrible idea. We will no longer negotiate with bandits. Once again, any similarities between this situation and what happened in Katsina State as well is most unfortunate. A Nigerian leader should know that whilst they are wumbling and fumbling, people's lives literally are at stake here. People's lives are at stake. I mean, this is not a case of wearing the wrong shoes. You know, this is not a case of, oh, I wore my suede shoes and then it started raining in Port Harcourt and my shoes got damaged. And those shoes were very expensive. I got them for 75,000 naira. No, it's not that. I mean, you can always replace shoes. You can't replace people's lives. People are dying while these excellencies are doing Timbo. Or what's that game? I don't know. When you try, I don't know. What's the other one? When you're trying to decide, an option between two options and you're undecided. Whilst they're playing gamble, as to which one to do. They try a luck. Someone said Tumbo, exactly. While excellencies are doing Tumbo, people are dying. People are losing their lives while they're doing Tumbo. People are losing children. People are losing their sanity. Whole families. Someone says mini exactly. While they're doing mini money more. Father has a donkey. Donkey die, father cry. Mini money. What's that one? They go, okay, let's negotiate with them. It doesn't make any sense really. People are dying. And then after doing mini money more and Tumbo, and I say, okay. It seems that this is not what we should do. Let's try another one again. Let's try that one. Let's see how that one will go. It doesn't work. The prices, people are dying. People are dying. People are dying, and I hope once again, my heart goes out to the people of Zamfara State, as it went out to the people of Katsina. His Excellency's sleep has caught. His Excellency sleep in Zamfara State House Court, so he will try again. He will try again. I wish them the very best. God bless Nigeria. On that note, I end my rant. Thanks for listening. Hope I didn't bore you. Any thoughts about let's hear it? The numbers are the same line to open. We got 0817 923 0002, 0817 923 0003, and 0817 923 0007. We are live on Facebook.com/Nigeria Info PH, and WhatsApp is on 0809 0306416. We're also live on YouTube, by the way. Just search for Nigeria Info PH on YouTube. Do remember as well to drop a comment on Facebook, like our page while you're there, of course, and Henko on Facebook goes, since they no longer want to dialogue with kidnappers, are they ready to smoke and flush them out? I guess time will tell, Henko, time will tell. I've got John from Umukuru on the line. John, you're welcome, please go on.
Good afternoon, Mr. Guy.
Hi, John, go ahead.
Yes, we can spot out the difference there.
Okay.
The other one, Kete and Okada to the bandits, and the other one import trailers of Indomie, cook rice for the bandits. We are tired of these people, Dio.
Absolutely.
We are tired of them. In fact, what we are having is rulers. We don't have leaders in Nigeria as a whole. Rulers, they are ruling us anyhow they want, whatever they want to do. The life of the people, as though the life of the people is in their hands, is a lie. God do.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
you're welcome, John. Favor from Rapaji, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Good evening.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Favor. Go ahead.
Looks somehow. Sometimes when this Nigeria, it get the way it did this time, especially like ZAMFARA, that you seize network, cannot be able to reach anybody in ZAMFARA again. I wonder how bandits still be able to enter military zone. Until your news was speaking twice this morning. To me, that bandit be able to enter inside military zone and kill twice. And people are dying. Our government is just thinking that nothing is even happening. Huh? What kind of government is this? Even when Goodluck Jonathan was ruling, there's only one state that particular time, Borno State, where they said that Chibok girls was kidnapped. But almost all the whole north now, all the states, 19 states that make up north, everywhere, nowhere you can stay. Then the president of the day comes from that particular place. You can't do anything about it. You are thinking that you are ruling. You are a dealer. You are not a ruler. You are just dealing with Nigerians. Nigeria is far bigger than what you are passing through. Huh?
I agree with
that
you.
You don't have techniques or whatever. You don't listen to somebody that wants to even help you. What is happening? What is happening to the minister? What is happening to the even our that is the Minister of Information? If you want to come on board now and talk about this story that you are talking, the way he will twist his mouth. In fact, you that is even watching, especially NTA, you that is even watching NTA, you will even believe the way he will twist his mouth and talk about this their administration. You think that the administration is one of the best that Nigeria has never had. It's very unfortunate because Nigeria has gone far past this way.
Favor, you have to wrap it up, sir.
Us back. It's very unfortunate. My heart goes to them. Those that is losing their life every day.
Great to hear from you, Favor. Great to hear from you, sir. And like he identified, unfortunate situation. It's the same bandits that they were negotiating with in Zamfara State. I didn't mention that during my rant. Attacked the military base, 12 personnel. They attacked by bandits on the military base in Mutumji, claimed the lives of 9 Air Force, 2 police, and 1 army personnel. We were dialoguing with them, dialoguing with criminals, negotiating with them. Our servicemen have paid the ultimate price for that. Well, His Excellency and Co were doing to many more. Henry from Transmadi, welcome, go ahead.
doing Dayo.
Hi, go on.
Sometimes it's painful to when you make your analysis on these issues, because we're not directly involved. It's part of the country. We don't know what it is. Dayo, we are losing our quality trained soldiers, Air Force, Navy on a daily basis. Their families are left without husbands anymore. Kids aren't going to school. It's not the way it should be. Now, the way the narrative is going in Nigeria now is that we are all concerned about security. Nobody's talking about poverty. All the energy of the country is turning towards security. And yet, we're not winning the war. It's good that Matawalle has come to say what he's saying right now. But some time ago, they saw Boko Haram something they could do with politics. Today is overwhelming them. Now bandits have joined. So they have more work to do. And then what is the capacity of our security agencies? Well, I mean, have they employed anyone? For the past 15 years, they will check. FS has not employed. NDA has not employed. They have been attacked at the issue. People, look, they were in trouble. We're in trouble.
Absolutely.
And until this government sit the reason sit up, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. A situation where a whole state is shut down, they can't have internet communication, people cannot, those who are in school, they can't go out, they can't do their projects and all of that. And we're a nation. So we have a country. And up until now, our president doesn't see any reason to address this country properly. This is not how it should be done. We should have, just like the last caller said, we have passed this stage so many years ago with all the intelligence we have in this country, with our people being the best in the world, all over the world. Anyway, I find Nigerians are doing the best. Go to California, someone is contesting a Nigerian contesting election, they're about to win a House of Rep member. We are doing very well, Dayo. Our country is...
we are extremely brilliant people.
I don't get it, Dayo. It's sometimes I wonder what has happened to us. Why are we like this?
We danced our future away, Henry. That's what happened. We danced where we were distracted and we were dancing. People were simply working at night.
Your platform is good for us to keep talking.
And
we keep talking for development.
Absolutely.
We'll keep trying.
Great to hear from you,
God
Henry.
help Nigeria.
Yeah, God bless Nigeria. Emmanuel from Iwofa, you're welcome. Go on.
Yeah, good day, sir.
All right, go ahead.
I think from the rant today, personally, I want to thank you for bringing up issues that is of a very big concern to the nation and our citizens in this country. More especially when you look at the response from our leaders, governors, local government chairmen, councillors, and all the rest, House of Assembly members, senators, representatives of the House and the states. You'll understand that there is no value attached to the citizens which sent them there. And they don't see themselves as public servants. They see themselves as our leaders who decide how to lead us on whatever they will do with our money. Because you can't tell me that bandits, when you hear the word bandits, and also you think of the funding of bandits inside the forest. Sir, that matter is not for children. It's an organized institution by well-known men and women who want to undermine the humanity. Because if they have human beings at heart, I think the least one would do is to use kidnapping for business. Kidnapping people, you're collecting the money. Who is buying the AK-47 and the bikes for them? So if they have been doing this for donkey months or years, that is to say that some people should rise up and take these people to court. Despite the immunity, after now, the ZAMFARA, Castena, all of them that all these bandits and Boko Haram, they have sponsors, they have channels. I think somebody said they cut the channel where they send food for them in the forest.
Yeah, Emmanuel, don't forget we also technically defeated them a while ago. Well, Emmanuel, great to hear from you, so I must move on right now. Via Facebook, Emeka Onanya goes, good day. Of course, there is absolutely no difference in our leaders' approach to solving problems in this country. No doubt. The fact that when we have incompetent leaders, this is exactly what we're bound to get. Quite unfortunate, I must confess. BBA Feynman goes, hello, now I disagree with Governor Matawalle. I know citizens respect government because government is supposed to be responsible and able to protect our citizens in time of danger and trouble. But when same government engaged in policy somersaults, who then is responsible for the lives lost and the economic waste? I think ZAMFARA government had lost integrity. Also via Facebook, Irinde Omokore goes, good afternoon. I say this without any element of irony. ZAMFARA state and other state leaders need to implement the right solutions by using the same approach that works for others, which set up a task force. It will show that they know what they're doing. It's out this carelessness is because the lives of these leaders and their families aren't directly affected, else they won't be doing any guesswork. They should set up a task ASAP. It's really sad, Dio. Edward Okajule goes, I don't have a problem with that decision, but let the alternative option be of best national interest. Well, hopefully, in the interest of everyone concerned, hopefully that's the case. Now, via WhatsApp, good evening, Dow. The only difference between the two is that the governor of ZAMFARA state said that the politician should fear God. Ubong from Woji. Good afternoon, Dow. Yes, His Excellency's new security model started yielding results. Bandits overrun a military base in the same ZAMFARA and killed 9 personnel and 2 others. 9 Air Force personnel and 2 others. What a country. Now from AJ Pascal. I'm serving in Katsina State. From Katsina to ZAMFARA is an hour's drive. People's lives are still at stake here. My neighbor works at FMC Katsina. She tells me a number of women that are brought in on a daily basis to the hospital from a local government. But sorry, the women explain how they sleep in the bush because of the fear of these bandits. The government gave these bandits a soft hand from the beginning, and they kept having other groups. Thank God that they are awake now. That's Precious from Katsina. Precious, thank you very much for joining the conversation, and I hope you're well. I really hope you're well. I think our leaders are so incompetent and have suddenly run out of ideas. Such an ironic situation. Well, the question is, did they even have ideas in the first place to begin with? I hope these excellencies are in touch with Sheikh Gumi, whose counsel they have been following. They should not get these patriots angry. That's from Pastor Smart. I feel for the people of ZAMFARA. I can't imagine staying for a week without communication with people. I don't know how people cope in that state. There's supposed to be a state of emergency in that state by now. Okay, Damiete, I'm not sure I can read your comment, really. The same reason the so-called they're called bandits, even with the capacity of overrunning a military base. That is why they're negotiating with them. Hello, Dan. Is it not the same ZAMFARA state that the governor said it was affecting to APC so that insecurity would stop in the state? So what is happening now? It has worsened to the point that bandits were ordering a school principal to vacate the classroom that they want to sleep. I think Nigeria is a scary, insecure state. It's most unfortunate indeed. And I don't know. Like Dr. Alfred Oladapo, the leadership expert, always says, a leader doesn't even have to be the smartest guy in the room. So even if you were elected governor just because you were on grant and you had structure, I don't know, somehow you got there, even if you can't think for yourselves, if they can't think for themselves, why not at least employ people, hire people who can do this thinking for you? It's most unfortunate indeed. Well, just about top of the hour, 4 p.m. We're taking a break for the business news. And once again, wish the people of ZAMFARA and Katsina State and all Nigerians the very best. God bless Nigeria. When I return from the business news, we're discussing some confusion as regards the appeal court's verdict on the VAT situation as to who is to collect VAT in Nigeria, the state government or the FIRS. Barrister Festus Oguche joins me for that conversation. Do please stay with us.